Welcome to another episode of The Changeover, where we try to make sense of the chaos on the court. I am Marcus Thorne, chronicler of Locker Room Whispers, and someone who probably spends too much time staring at my Moleskine notebook.
I am Elena Cruz, the one who actually checks the numbers while these two get lost in the narrative.
And I am Arthur Vance, the guy who is currently sweating through his shirt because the studio AC decided to take a permanent vacation today. It is sweltering, truly. But we are here, and we are powered by SecondServeAces.com.
Exactly. If you want to see the data behind why the tour is falling apart physically, head over to SecondServeAces.com.
Right. Let's get into the heavy stuff, the breaking news on Alcaraz, the wrist. It is the narrative anchor of the entire spring, isn't it?
It is a disaster, Marcus. The load management on these guys is reaching a breaking point.
I keep thinking about his movement, though. Can he really protect that wrist on the red dust? That is the million-dollar question. If he misses Roland-Garros, the whole complexion of the season shifts.
Wait, do you really think he would skip? My mom texted me earlier saying his team is being overly cautious.
Your mom is still scouting for tactical tips, Elena?
She is right more often than the official tour doctors, let's be honest.
She has a point. But look at the Madrid situation. It is not just Carlos. Right. Sinner. The health concerns there are, well, they are starting to look like a trend.
It is the physical toll. The transition from hard courts to clay is brutal, but the intensity they are playing at?
It is unsustainable. We are seeing top-tier guys dropping like flies. I mean, I tap my water bottle 3 times before I even think about opening a match file, but these players, they are just pushing their bodies into the red zone.
Arthur, please. Tapping your bottle isn't going to fix a wrist ligament.
Let him have his rituals, Elena. But look, if Sinner is compromised, who steps up?
That is the thing. The field is wide open, but not in a fun way. It is open because the favorites are limping.
It feels like a massive underdog story waiting to happen, doesn't it? Or a massive tragedy. Depends on if you are a romantic or a realist.
I am a realist. And the reality is that the Madrid draw is looking thinner by the hour.
Do you think the surface change is the main culprit? Or is it just the calendar? It is the calendar. It is relentless. No time to breathe, no time to recover.
And the data shows it. Recovery times are down across the board.
I feel like I need a cold towel just listening to this. Is the AC definitely off? It is dead. Just like my hopes for a fully fit Roland-Garros.
Don't be so dramatic, Dad. Players have bounced back from worse.
Wait, did you just call him Dad? She does that when she thinks I am being too cynical.
Because you are. Focus on the wrist. If Carlos pulls out of Madrid, does he go straight to Paris?
That is the gamble. You don't walk into a Grand Slam cold unless you're a genius. Or just incredibly lucky.
Luck isn't a strategy. And it won't hold up in the second week.
Maybe not. But the story of a comeback? That is what keeps people watching. I just want to see a clean match. No injury timeouts. No drama.
Keep dreaming, Arthur. It is tennis.
So the Madrid draw is looking like a ghost town. It is not just 1 or 2 names, Arthur. It is the entire marquee. It is a disaster. I was looking at the board this morning, and half the seeds are just gone. My water bottle didn't even help.
Your water bottle ritual isn't going to fix a grade 2 sprain, Arthur. And honestly, for anyone tracking the data on SecondServeAces.com, this wasn't exactly a shock.
Right, the trends were there. But seeing Carlos and Novak both out, it shifts the narrative currency entirely. Rome is going to be a bloodbath. Is it just me? Or is the air conditioning in here making this talent drain feel even more suffocating?
It is sweltering, yes. But focus. The real story isn't just the Madrid withdrawals. It is the sheer density of wrist injuries right now. Amanda Anisimova is out too.
Exactly. Anisimova pulling out is the 13th exit on the WTA side. It is a trend that is becoming impossible to ignore. Wait, 13? That is not a statistical anomaly, Elena. That is a plague.
It is not a plague, it is physics. The load management isn't matching the ball speeds. My models on SecondServeAces.com have been highlighting the repetitive strain risk for months.
I will give you that. The Moleskine is full of names currently holding their wrists instead of their rackets. But the Alcaraz situation, that is the one that keeps me up. If he is not in Paris, the whole draw opens up. It is the underdog's dream, but it feels like a hollow victory, doesn't it?
It is not about the dream, Arthur. It is about the recovery timeline. If he doesn't have the mobility to snap that forehand, He is just a spectator.
Exactly. You can't fake a wrist injury on the clay. The surface demands too much friction. I mean, look at the way the ball sits up in Madrid. You need that extra wrist snap to generate pace. If he can't do that,
then he stays home. It is that simple. And frankly, the tour needs to look at the scheduling. The gap between these events is shrinking.
It is a brutal cycle. You get these texts from agents. They sound like they are reporting from a war zone. Speaking of war zones, did you see the Wi-Fi signal in the media center? I am convinced the tournament is trying to block us from uploading the latest analysis.
Arthur, please. Nobody is sabotaging your connection. Just use the wired port.
He is right, though. The tech infrastructure is failing. Much like these players, ligaments.
That is a dark bridge, even for you, Marcus. But back to the point. If you want to see the actual impact of these withdrawals on the projected rankings, you know where to go.
Yes, secondserveaces.com, where the numbers don't lie, even when the players do, and where we actually break down the tactical fallout of a missing top seed. It is essential reading before the Rome drops.
Exactly. Go check out the full breakdown on secondserveaces.com before we are back on air. And Arthur, stop tapping your water bottle.
I can't. It is the only thing keeping the podcast from crashing. See you all tomorrow.